previously known Infiniti FX has always been a pretty attractive vehicle, if edgy design and performance were very important attributes. Infiniti, however, calls the FX the QX70 now, and for 2015, it still boasts the qualities that it had before, and it's always been a pretty good choice for those who want muscular performance but want utility too. But is it a great choice for everyday family hauling use? Well, let's go ahead and find out. Now, styling on the QX70 is pretty distinctive, and I love how the hood flares out, and then I love the angry mean look of the headlights, and then when you get to the rear of the vehicle, the overall presence kind of looks like an egg. Now here goes the key fob for the QX70. You have your lock, unlock to release your tailgate, and then your panic button. Decent looking key fob design here. Now it is a black exterior color with chrome door handles and smart key access on the driver's door and front passenger door. You also do have this pretty unique looking brown leather interior. Power driver's seat with power recline and power lumbar too. Now stepping on inside of the QX70 here, the step-in height is fairly low, and then you're greeted with a decent high quality looking cabin design, but it is getting a little stale and dated, or long in the tooth, since this vehicle was last redesigned in the 2009 model year. Now you do have push button start, which does come on every QX70. And what you're hearing there is a 3.7 liter V6 engine. Now coming to your transmission, you have a 7-speed automatic with manual shiftability. Putting the vehicle into reverse displays your around view monitor. Now you do have a rear view camera with guidance lines and trajectory. You can also change the different views. You also do have cameras on the side mirrors, and then you have a top down view too. Pretty cool. Now ours doesn't have paddle shifters, but paddle shifters are available on the QX70. And let's go ahead and turn on the lights and the hazards. Automatic driver's side window. And let's go ahead and pop up the hood and check out the engine bay. Now you do have heated exterior mirrors, of course. You also do have these pretty big 20-inch wheels here. High intensity discharge headlights with your halogen fog lights and front parking sensors too. Pretty bold looking front end here overall. Very aggressive design of the QX70. Now under the hood here you will find a 3.7 liter V6 producing 325 horsepower at 7,000 RPM and 267 pound-feet of torque at 5,200 RPM. It is rear-wheel drive, with EPA estimates being 17 in the city and 24 on the highway. All-wheel drive is optional, and it does run on premium unleaded fuel. Now in 2015 they also got rid of the 5-liter V8 option, which made it even more muscular with its performance, but that's what made it really unique, was the option for a V8 engine. However, you can only get this V6 now. Now, competitors of the QX70, you have the vehicles in the mid-size luxury crossover segment. This includes vehicles like the Lexus RX, Acura MDX, as well as the Audi Q5. However, the QX70 really sets apart from the crowd because of its very unique styling. Coming to the rear, you have LED tail lamps with a rear window wiper and a rear window defroster. And then you also do have a third brake light on the top right there and dual exhaust tips. Pretty stylish rear end here though. And you also do have rear parking sensors too, of course. Now this particular one also does cost $56,340. Now you do have your power windows, power door locks, and your power mirrors, of course. Memory seat settings for 2 people. Decent soft touch armrest. And let's go ahead and rev it up. Pretty decent grunt to that V6 engine. Now as far as build quality and materials go inside of the QX70, it's okay. You do have nice soft touch materials up here on the upper door panel, mid door panel, and on the armrest. And then up here on the dashboard, it's not overly padded, but it does have a nice solid feel to it. And then right here it's also pretty nice solid feeling. And build quality is also pretty good too. You won't find many panel gaps inside of here. But overall, this interior is getting pretty dated. Now the steering wheel design is not really all that stylish. It really looks like it came straight out of the late 2000s. But it does what it needs to do. Of course, you have your steering wheel mounted audio controls, voice recognition, and your Bluetooth. And then your cruise control over here. And then the steering wheel also does power tilt and telescope. Pretty nice range of adjustment on the telescoping. Then you also do have your 12-volt power outlet down there. Your heated and ventilated front seats, cup holders. Decent soft touch armrest on the center console lid. It's also nice and stitched too. And then down here is where you will find a 12-volt power outlet and a USB port. Coming up here, you have your garage home link, auto dimming rearview mirror, sunglass container, and you have your sunroof too. Interior illumination lighting as well. Coming to the main climate controls, pretty easy to figure out, and I love how Infiniti went with traditional knobs and buttons here. You have your temperatures, fan speeds, then your front window defroster and rear window defroster, and then your recycling mode. This is also dual zone too. Pretty easy to figure out. And then up here you have your analog clock, pretty classy looking, and then your presets are right here, and then your volume, and then your tune knob, and your seek and track button. Now coming to the main head unit, we've seen this head unit for quite some time now. I think it's really been since the late 2000s, and Nissan uses this head unit quite a lot too. Now there's nothing really wrong, it's just very dated and they've been using it for a long time, and the rendering and the graphics aren't all that great compared to the rest of the competition. It can be a lot better. And then I've also seen what Infiniti has on their latest head units, so it's much better in those vehicles, but they really just need to get rid of this system. It's just getting really dated. Now you do have AM, FM, XM satellite radio. All of your media sources that you would come to expect are here. Bluetooth streaming audio, your auxiliary input, and your USB of course. But coming to your map for your navigation, the map quality isn't all that great, and this was pretty good back in 2009, but it's 2015 now and they really need to get with the times. The graphics are a little scrunchy for my taste, but now you do have live traffic, of course, all of the good stuff, and it does what it needs to do, just not in the most stylish fashion. Coming to status over here, it gives you your climate control and then what radio station you're on. And then you also do have a day and night mode for the head unit. And then coming to info, you have your fuel economy. This is also a touchscreen too, or you could control it by the dial and press enter. Gives you your fuel economy history, your average MPG, and your distance till empty. You also do have your digital clock right here. Tire pressure monitoring. Maintenance schedules. And then you could say, where am I? And it shows you right on the map. Traffic info, nearby traffic info, and then your weather. And then coming to setting, you could change many different settings like audio, Bluetooth, navigation, various amounts of things. Now the responsiveness of the touchscreen is pretty good, I'll give them that. Now overall, this main multimedia interface does what it needs to do, but it just needs to be a little bit more stylish, just kind of plain looking nowadays. Now coming to the gauges are really bold and clear and easy to read. I love that. Now coming to that little center screen right there, basically it's going to show you your trip odometer, what gear you're in, and basically that's pretty much it. Not too much on that little screen right there. Now as far as visibility goes in the QX70, due to the distinctive styling, the rearward visibility in the vehicle is pretty poor, especially with the C-pillar. You have a huge blind spot back there. However, when you get to the front, outward visibility is okay, but you do have that pretty long front hood. And then the side glass area on the front windows are okay. However, the A-pillar is a little thick. Now, as far as seating comfort goes, the seating comfort is pretty exquisite. The side bolstering is just the right amount. Thigh support is also pretty good. And there's just the right nice amount of support right here too. And then the headrests are also really nice and soft. Now certainly the best part about the QX70 is the way it drives, and you will find very precise steering and great handling in this vehicle and pretty strong brakes. And with the 3.7 liter V6 we have here, you have that really throaty exhaust note, and it really does get the vehicle up and moving. Now however, the trade-off is that the ride quality is a little firm for some. Now if you're looking for a more comfortable ride quality and supple ride, the Lexus RX as well as the Mercedes-Benz GLK might suit you a little bit better. But however, those who want responsive handling, you will definitely find it here in the QX70. Alright, and let's go ahead and shut it down. Let's go ahead and check out the rest of the vehicle. Pop the tailgate. And you do have a power tailgate too. Now these rear seats do fold down by pushing this up right here and then pushing the seat down. Pretty easy to do. And then you have a 12-volt power outlet back here. Now if you're looking for a better utility out of an SUV, vehicles like the BMW X5 as well as the Porsche Cayenne are much better in terms of versatility. But the distinctive styling does make up for the utility of the QX70. Now build quality and materials do follow through in the rear. Still have chrome interior door handles back here too. Now another area where the QX70 falls short is in rear seat legroom. Vehicles like the Lexus RX are much better. Now you do have dual map pockets back here, rear air vents, and another 12-volt power outlet. Then you have cup holders, and then a little storage compartment too. Headroom is okay, however, but just the legroom can be a little bit better. Alright. Powered passenger seat with power recline. You have your glove box, slime whip felt, and nice and damp too. So with its very distinctive styling, good performance, and luxurious interior, the Infiniti QX70 makes for a pretty good luxury crossover. However, for everyday family hauling use, this may not be the best choice. So remember that this is Cameron Birch from Cameron's Car Reviews.